Welcome to this video lecture. In today's class, we will learn more about arrays. So today's class, we will see some operations to perform on an array which is of the type one-dimensional. So the operations which we are going to see in this lecture is first, search for an element in an array, and second one, add an element to the array. As you can see, there's one array example which I have depicted in the top of the screen. So you can see this name of the array is age. There are some values or some data which is stored in this array. So the first value is 23, second is 45, third is 67, 56 and 30. Now what you see on top, again I'm repeating, these are the indices of an array. So first index is age of 0, second is 1, third is age of 2, so index is actually 2, next index is 3, next index is 4. So just to repeat, the array indexes always start with 0 and it goes on till you reach n minus 1. Okay, now in another terms, if we call these as positions, then positions would be different. Like for example, this one would be at position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4 and position 5. Okay, whereas indices are different. So this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3 and index 4. Okay, so we will be using this example in today's program. So let us write with this code. Let's go ahead with the code and continue. So the first line would be the header file. So the header file which we require is stdio.h header file. Then the next line of code would be the main function. We need to execute our code inside the main function. Now the first line in the main would be all the declarations whatever we require in our C program. So first thing what we require, as you can see over here, is the array. So we require the array name is age. So here in this example we are dealing with some values which are actually ages of some people. Okay, so age, let's give the maximum value as 100. So which means maximum number of elements this age array can take is 100. Going on, let us also declare some loop variables like I, because it will be required for the for loop. Okay, then next would be some other elements, say n. Okay, if more are required we will declare as and when we use them. Okay, so the first thing we would want to take input from the user, okay, would be how many elements are present in this array age. Okay, so that would be the user input. So let's ask from the user, enter the number of elements in the array. Without knowing the number of elements in the array, we cannot take the input in the array. So we need to know the number of elements. Let us take this input using the scanf statement. Since this number will be of the type integer, it is %d, and let us name it as n. As you see, n is already declared on the top, so we need not declare it once again. The next thing we would want to do is, after you have taken the number of elements or after you know the number of elements, the next thing is to take input of the actual elements in the array. So for that, let us ask for input from the user. So say enter the elements in the age array, or rather let's put it like this way, in the array age. Okay, let's end it with a semicolon. After this, you all know to take input in an array we cannot take by using simple lines of code. We have to use a for loop. Okay, for is a must. So what do we write in the for loop is the for loop variable, which is I. We have already declared it. So I will always start from 0 because array indexes start from 0, and I should be less than the number of elements in the array, which is actually n. This n we have already taken input from the user, and then we increment the for loop variable. This is the for loop body. Now we have to take input inside the for loop. Okay, so for that what we do is we'll write scanf statement. Let us write scanf statement. The array variables are of the type integer, hence %d. How do we take input in the array variable? It is the end sign, the ampersand sign, name of the array, which is actually age, and in the bracket we write I, because I is the for loop variable. This is how we would take input in an array. We have seen this previously as well. If you all still have doubt, you all can go and refer back to the basics of array. Now once we have taken the elements in the array, we need to see if the elements entered are correct. So basically I just want to print the elements of the array. So how do we print? Similarly, we have to take a for loop. So what we can do is we can just copy paste instead of typing all over again. Okay. For printing also we have to use for loop. For loop is a must. Okay, so let us remove this scanf statement. So instead of scanf statement, we are actually now printing. So whatever we have taken input in this line, basically in this for loop, we have to display it using another for loop. So how do we print it or display it? Printf function. Again, %d, because the elements are of the type integer, and directly we write the array name and the loop variable. So loop variable is I. Okay, you can use a different loop variable also over here, like you can use, instead of I, you can use j. Okay, just to avoid confusion, I am using one loop variable because I don't want to declare many variables on the top, hence I am just sticking to I. Alright, going ahead with, now the task in this particular example, what we need to do is search for an element. Like for example, if you see in this case on the top, this example where 23, 45, 67, 56 and 30 is present. If suppose say we want to search for 67, so 67 actually is present at which position? It is present at third position and second index. Okay, there is a difference between index and position. So it is present at second index and third position. Okay, so let us search for an element in this manner. So how would we go about searching for? First of all, we would want to know which element to search in the array. You cannot search for any random thing. You need to ask the user what the user wants to search in the array. So let's write a printf statement asking the user which element he or she wants to search. So we'll say enter the element to be searched in the array. Okay, and let us store this value which the user enters in a variable. The type of this is also integer, hence %d. So let's name it as something like search element. So I'll write short form search underscore ele. I have mentioned in the past that you all can write elements name in this manner where you write underscore, or rather I would say variable names. So variables can have underscore in the name. Okay, so this is a search element which we will be using to search. Okay, so now since we have used this over here, we need to declare it. So let us declare it. Once we have declared, then we need to do the process of searching. Okay, so how do we do, or how do we go about the process of searching is, again we cannot do searching in an array without a for loop. So for loop is a must. So what I will do is I will just copy paste this for loop which I have used for actually printing the values of the array. Same for loop, same structure. Array index starts from 0 and goes till n, or n minus 1 rather. So in this, how would you search? Let's put a if statement for checking, and let's write the condition inside the if statement. So if one condition, then something should be printed. Okay, so let's write what should be the condition first of all. So if the search element is named as search underscore ele is equal to a of age of I, okay, then you do or you print something inside the if statement. So basically, as you see over here, this search element, suppose say in this case, in this example, suppose it is say 67. So first time 67 will be compared to 23. Is 67 and 23 matching? Let me write over here. Is 67, suppose 67 is the search element, okay? Is 67 and 23 matching? No. Then next 67 will be compared to the second element present. Is 67 and 45 matching? No, it is not matching. Next 67 will be compared to the third element. So is 67 and 67 matching? Yes, they are matching, which means that element you were searching for is present at index 2. So this is how it works. Okay, now suppose say we were searching for the element, let us say 30. Okay, again what would happen? Suppose the search element, I'll write over here, suppose the search element is equal to 30. Okay, so how do we go about this? What we would do is check for, again compare 30 with the first element present, which is 23. Is 30 equal to 23? No. Go ahead. Is 30 equal to 45? No. Condition fails. Go ahead. Is 30 equal to 67? Again the condition fails. Go ahead. Is 30 equal to 56? Condition again fails. Go ahead. At the last place, is 30 equal to 30? Yes. And hence 30 is found at index 4. Alright, so this is how it would actually work inside the for loop. Okay, so the for loop helps you to every time iterate through all these elements. Without a for loop, you cannot do this task of searching for an element. So for loop is a must. Now once you find this element, which means actually the search element is equal to the array element, that means you have found that element. What do we need to print? Let us just print one simple statement saying element found, and let us tell at which index it was found. Element found at index, so index would be actually I. Okay, so if it is this index, in the example it is index 3. If it is this example, this index, then it is 2. This 1. So remember, indexes start with 0. Okay, hence we need to print I, because I is actually the index value in the for loop. Okay, now what if we want to print also the position? So element is found at index so and so. So we need to put %d over here. Index so and position so and so. How do we do that? How would we print position? If index is represented with I, then position would be actually I plus 1. What I mean by that is 23 is present at first position, 45 is present at second position, 67 is present at third position, 56 is present at fourth position, and 30 is present at the fifth position. Okay, so positions and index is something different. Okay, please make a note of this. So once you found the element, we print this. So basically only if this if condition is true, then whatever is inside will be then printed, and this is what will happen. Okay, let us execute the program and let us see if we are getting the desired output. First of all, the first thing would be asked was enter the number of elements in the array. So number of elements, suppose say in my example is 5. So 5 elements in the array. The first element in my example is 23, then is 45, press enter, 67, press enter, 56, press enter, 30. Okay, so I will just scroll this up for you all to see it better. Okay, as you see, the array elements are printed, but they are not printed with a space in between. So everything is kind of appended to each other. Okay, let us do the formatting later on. Let us just see if we are getting the output correctly. Enter the element to be searched in the array. So let us search for say 56. So 56 actually is present at third index and position 4. The output is absolutely correct, and hence our program is working perfectly fine. We'll just make the slight changes in the printing of the array. So the printing happens actually over here. Okay, let us leave a tab space in between of the elements. So \t actually lets you leave space in between two elements. Alright, so this is how it would work. Then we would get spaces over here in this line, and rest everything will be correct. So this is how the program would work. So this was the first thing we needed to do, is to search an element in the array. Now what if we want to add an element to this array? Alright, how do we go about this? So what do you mean by add an element? Suppose say this is my example, age is the array. It has 5 values. Say I want to add another value in the last over here. Okay, so let us do that. I'll remove this. Okay, so suppose say I want to add over here another variable. Okay, or other, not variable, sorry, another element. Okay, how would we add that? This would be termed as the age of 5. So it would be actually at the index 5. Okay, and position 6. Okay, so let us say we put a value over here as say 101. We want to add a new element, 101. So how would we do that? When you already have an array and then you want to add another element in the end, how would we do that is, let us see how we do that in the code. Okay, let us continue in the same code. Let us not write a new one altogether. First of all, you have to ask the user the element he or she wants to add. So let us put a printf statement saying enter the element you want to add to the array. So enter the element you want to add to the array. Alright, so the next statement obviously will be to take input from the user, which is %scanf statement, %d, because it is of the type integer. Next thing, let us call this element as add element. So this is the element to be added into the array, So because we have not declared this previously, let us declare it now. Otherwise we will get in syntax error. Okay, done with this. Next thing is how to add. Okay, so now remember that the array size you had previously asked from the user, and the user said 5. because there were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. So the user said 5. Now you have to put another element, which means the size will increase to 6. So how to increase the size to 6? The size of the array in the code is stored in which variable? Over here. It is stored in the variable n. So the size of the array should be incremented or increased to one number higher. So that would be done by doing n plus plus, which is increment. Alright. After this, once you have incremented, so now the size of the array is 6. So you can actually put the last or fill up the last position with that new element. Alright. So how do we do that? Simple statement. What we need to do is we need to put that search element, the add element. The add element. It is called as add underscore element. That is the value which you have to add to the array. So let us write it, add element. This has to be put in the last slot. Now this last slot is called as age of, can you all guess what it could be? What is the number or generalization? I would say it would be n minus 1. Okay, I will explain to you what is n minus 1. So which means if n is suppose say 6, right now there are 6 elements, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n is actually 6. If n is 6, this index is 6 minus 1, 5. Hence I need to write this n minus 1. If you write n over here, it is wrong, incorrect, because always indexes are one number lesser. Remember that. Hence it is minus 1. Okay, once you do this, okay, you have added that element in the end position of the array. What do we do is, let us print to see actually if it is added correctly or not. So how do we do printing? Let us just copy this part for loop where the printing of the array happens instead of writing all over again. So this is to print the array. Let us just put one comment statement. Okay, you all can put comments to know better which line does what if you tend to forget in a code. So this part is to print the array. So the array will be printed onto the screen. Let us run the program and see if we are getting the desired output. Okay, there is some error over here. Scanf statement is having some error. Okay, I have forgotten to put the ampersand sign. Let us stop the debugging and add the changes. Ampersand sign. This is the syntax of the scanf statement. Let us run the program now. Okay, no errors, no syntax errors. Let us enter the number of elements. So in our example, it is previously was 5. Okay, let us enter 5 elements. First one was 23. Same example, let's take 45, 67, 56, 30. I have taken the same example what you all see on the top of the screen. The array is displayed now, 23, 45, 67, 56, 30. Alright. Now enter the element to be searched in the array. So suppose say we want to search 45. So 45 is present, is found at index 1 and position 2. Okay. Next thing would be enter the element you want to add to the array. So how do we add to the array, or we need to enter? So let's enter 101 because that's the last one which we want to add. And as you see, the final array is printed with the new added element 101. So this is the output. What you see over here is exactly same to what example we have taken. Alright, so this is how we do searching of an element in the array and also adding a new element to the given array